This is my bedroom voice.
Here we go. We're off and rolling.
I like to fool around when Mike's trying to set up.
Buddy, I just ignored the here's my bedroom voice. I gotta go. I went right past that one.
The room's a little too dark for that.
I tell you, that joke had some great value.
Yeah. Ba-doom.
Ba-doom.
Can we get one of those? There it is.
Pretty funny, right? I told you this thing had sound effects.
Oh, my God.
Thank you for coming out. All right.
I tried not to knock the microphone.
This is what happens when you give the wrong people toys.
Yeah, that's it. Actually, somebody asked me, like, oh, is the podcast worth it? And I'm like,
Yeah.
people have no idea I do this for myself. It's got
Yeah.
nothing to do with anybody else.
Yeah. Well, it'll be more worth it when it's on Hulu,
Yeah.
but we're getting there. It's good marketing,
Yeah, it is.
and it's great fun.
It gives you wings? No, I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, that's right, giving you wings.
I feel like I'm at church. Like
Why?
the
'Cause it's-
sound. It's
yeah.
like crystal clear.
It's crystal clear. It's also church because it's quiet, but you want to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
So you're like, hey,
Are you up?
or did you finish Ozark? Or if it's very, you'll appreciate some funny Italian humor. I once went to a wake, like a funeral home, and these two ladies, and they fit the Italian uniform. Short hair, black, stocky. Maybe it was a linebacker one day. Usually a shirt with some floral pattern.
Those beige shoes with
Yeah,
the really
it's very
wide
much a
heel.
Zia or a Nonna kind of thing. Anyway, so they go up to say their condolences and they're crying. And then they come back and they say in Italian, but I'll try, they basically say, hey, did you see the potatoes are on special at Cataldi?
I want to learn Italian just so I can hear these things happen. My wife's we're always going
So
to stuff,
funny.
and I'm like, God, I really wish we could speak Italian. So
Yeah.
she can, but I can't. And then there's times where we're in the grocery store, and I'll say things like "puzza"
Yeah.
or something like that, thinking that it's a different language, so nobody can understand it, but they're all Italian.
Yeah, and they turn on like, you smell.
You stink, yeah. Like,
Italian is good code word when you're trying to like get away from like talking to your kids.
yeah.
Or like, so like my wife and I will do that. But then my daughter's like, why are you speaking Italian? What are you talking about me for? So she's figured it out. I don't blame her.
For sure.
So yeah, church aside, here we are for the latest episode.
Latest episode.
What's on your mind this week?
Oh my God, so much is going on. Did you see the Chappelle thing?
Yes.
That was amazing.
You know, it's funny. Someone showed me that just yesterday. I had no idea. I don't know how I missed it. Like now I'm getting mad if I don't hear about something.
You're so not current.
Between being on your phone, your iPad, people texting you on the TV, it's like if something happens and you don't know, I'm like, how'd I let one by the goalie?
Yeah.
But the guy that tackled Chappelle, so just to bring everyone up to speed, this is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? It goes back to that Will Smith thing. It gave people some balls.
Yeah.
But he got not tackled. He got speared.
He got destroyed.
He got like laid out. It was like a great special teams play.
Yeah.
He was like trying to get to the sidelines and got smoked.
Yeah. That was
And-
amazing.
And thing is, he's a big dude.
Well,
Chappelle's he's ripped.
If we can recall, if you can roll the clip back where I said that Will Smith wouldn't have done that to Steve Harvey or Dave Chappelle
That's right.
from a previous episode, because Chappelle, if the last thing you've seen of him is the Chappelle show, you're about 50 pounds behind.
That's
Because
right.
the guy's jacked now.
Because even his voice got deeper.
He just grew,
Right?
like he became a man. He was
First
in
he's like,
Africa.
Rick
like a man.
James. Bitch. Like that was like skinny Chappelle.
Yeah.
And there's a famous one where he's wearing like a big, like a blue button-up shirt that's like really, really baggy. He just looks very skinny.
Yeah.
And then now he's got like his own gear.
Yeah.
And he's ripped.
Yeah, he's pretty jacked. So that was the wrong guy to.
So wait, you said it was amazing. What was amazing about it?
It was amazing because to me, it showed. It was almost like Chris Rock getting I don't know, justify something. Like it was just like vengeance of some kind. It was like comics, because I have a thing, for I feel like they're kind of in the shits as far as celebrities.
Yeah.
They're
No,
not
but the
as
attack was on
cool.
Chappelle, so how was it good?
Because they beat the shit out of the guy.
Oh, because they beat him up later. Yeah.
No, on the stage.
On the stage.
Jamie Foxx crawled up on stage.
Yeah.
And whooped his ass.
Yeah.
That's
That part, you're right.
amazing to me.
No, I agree with you. I'm more disappointed that it happened in the first place. And I'm like, great, now everyone thinks they got, bigger balls.
Well, it's funny because, again, like, it's these people, they look at celebrities sometimes and they're like, oh, I could fuck him up or whatever. I could do this. But in reality, these are grown-ass. I think about it, too, like, when you watch basketball interviews. I saw an interview with Kyrie Irving the other day, and everyone looks at Kyrie Irving like he's like 5'2", like he's not a threat to anyone physically or whatever. The dude's over 6 feet.
Yeah,
he's a bigger guy, and you're not. And again, he's a guy who's over 6 feet, and he lives in a world with a bunch of giant people beating him down.
He's the small guy in his world.
In his world, he's getting the shit kicked out of him every night. Basketball is not a fairy sport.
Yeah.
Like, people think that it's one of these sports that, they just jump around. No. They're getting elbowed and thrashed and thrown down. And yeah, there's the flops and there's all that stuff too, of course. But the reality is they're going home with bruises and broken bones, just like anybody else. But you look at him and he's, over 6 feet. In our world is bigger. Yeah. In his world, that's the little guy. So he's had to fight God knows what to get to his place. Like, I don't think people are winning a fight like the average Joe's winning a fight versus Kyrie Irving or Kyle Lowry. Like,
that's right. You know who always needed a bodyguard, and it sounds weird that he did, was Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris talked because people on the street would want to fight him.
Yeah.
I remember we did a show once. This was when I was at the Score in Sirius Radio with Heath Herring. Remember him from UFC? We flew him into town. He was like our guest host for the weekend. I think it was GSP versus Sarah in Montreal. It was definitely in Montreal. Anyway, Heath Herring, he's got a mohawk, tattoos, got a tank top on. It's very clear this guy's a UFC fighter, right? Mm-hmm. And we're walking around town, and we did our post-show from this bar. And the amount of people that were just trying to be heroes and challenging this guy.
That must be so irritating.
Like, if he was 4 foot tall, like if he was a jockey of like if he was in like horse racing, I get it.
Yeah.
From a physical standpoint, but because of who he was and how he looks, people for some reason get a couple of drinks in, and they want to see what he's about.
They're so brave.
These guys will knock you out with their offhand.
Yeah. He accidentally elbows you and you're out. There's like the Mike Tyson flight too, right? Like the guy gets. It's like, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So anyway.
But we thought there would be some kind of repercussion to that whole Will Smith thing. Mm-hmm. So it's there. Hopefully he got beat up so bad that now it'll be the reverse. People be like, let's maybe not.
Yeah. Like Will Smith kind of got lucky on that one.
But you would have never seen that before.
No, you wouldn't have.
Never seen it. And this one, I mean, like, all joking aside, like it's an attack. He's on stage with a microphone, and this guy goes out like it's bad.
He attacks him, and I guess that's why I was happy, was because it wasn't another situation where someone was empowered by attacking someone. So he was out of line. Will Smith was out of line when he attacked Chris Rock, but he was almost praised for it. It almost became like a stick up for your wife kind of thing in some circles, not every circle. But then in this situation, everyone looked at this guy and pointed their finger and laughed because you got your arm broken. Saying
this guy had good intentions.
Yeah, and so it was kind of like that's the real case. Like that, it trumps the last one that happened, and I'm happy about that. And then Chris Rock comes up at the end and he's like, "Was that Will Smith?"
Yeah,
like I was
so
that. He's handled it so well. I mean, of course, the kid's probably been bullied his entire life, right? Like he's not gonna allow something like that to kick out. But yeah, I was pretty impressed.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing when I saw that it happened so quickly, because you kind of assume like, well, I wonder if this will spur some copycats.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's some guy that's trying to go viral. Like if this guy that got the shit kicked out of him has some kind of podcast, and you use that as a way to get known or whatever, which I don't think is the case, then there's no use.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know what the purpose of that was.
He did kind of look like Willow Smith, though, right?
Willow, that's right. Oh my god. Honestly, it's like a bad sign of times, like that people think that this is an answer.
Yeah.
But it's
So
like,
anyway.
you know, it's almost like people that storm a baseball field or something. Like when you do that, or like on a soccer field, like streakers and that, you're gonna get put down. But normally, all they're doing is the goal is just to get on the field.
Right.
They're not trying to hit someone.
Yeah.
But there was someone during one of the Jays games that like tried to slide into second base and was near one of the players.
Oh, okay.
And they got taken down pretty hard.
Yeah.
But for the most part, so even that with no violent intention, they get it.
Yeah.
Whereas in this case, like it's assault,
Yeah. Big time.
pure assault.
Once again, thank you for stopping in. This has been the TileFreak Podcast. This is your boy Clint. Like, subscribe, follow. Now it's time for me to get the fuck back to work.